I first saw you nung college. Parang ganyan nga yung suot mo eh. Ganda pala ni Bettinna Carlos.
College pa lang, nakita na niya ako. There was no way we could meet before. Diba? Pumunta ka doon para mapakilala sa akin, umuwi kang luhan. Until it was the Lord's time. Sa napaka-romantic na rotonda.
We believe that God blessed us so that we can be a channel of blessings to others.
We made this channel so we can bless other people.
So there's baking, there's cooking, there's working out, there are dogs,
Our adventures, our travels. I'm Bettinna,
And I'm Gummy.
and this is a blessing channel.
So ako explain ako na-explain. Hindi, I wanna...
Hindi kami magkaintindihan talaga. 2 oras na kami nagjo-jogging paikot ng...
Ayaw niya akong diretsuhin eh. Na sabihin mo kasi I love you. We weren't moving forward. Nakailang ikot na kami sa grove, but we weren't moving forward with our conversations. Sasabi ko na parang, teka lang, siguro ibang araw pa mangyayari to. Medyo give up na nga ako nun eh. Sabi ko, I don't know. I don't know how we're gonna move forward, but just wanna let you know, when I saw that video of Gummy, you sent me, of when she was playing the kalimba, parang I just felt na God was speaking to me there and said na, it's gonna be your daughter. Gummy's gonna be your daughter. You're gonna love her. Love Bettinna too. So yun, sinabi ko, Bettinna, I love you.
Sabi mo,
Tapos sinabi niya yun.
ito yung exact words mo. Sabi mo, Bettinna, I don't just like you. I want to marry you. I love you. Tapos sabi ko, okay. Yun na naman gusto ko maninig.
Parang ako.
Tapos siya nagtawa. Sabi ko, bakit ka tawa ng tawa? Then that's when you told me na parang kino-corner ka ni God, na parang, sabihin mo na kasi, Mikki, sabihin mo na.
So nung naging tayo na, so the next was to get the blessing from Tito Alex.
Subalit,
I didn't want to manipulate also the situation. And I think both of us didn't want to. I also didn't want to force you to talk to him. So, nung nakakilala ko na yung siblings, people close to you. With Tito Alex, it took a while. Of course, God was also using that to refine our hearts, refine our motives, and to test our character also.
in waiting.
Oh,
Matagal siya, parang, and I don't
Given our pace.
understand.
Given our pace.
Given our pace na parang, 2 weeks, ganyan, 1
parang
month.
every 2 weeks may nangyayaring ano.
Biglang 3 months yung lull. And talagang nag-stumble talaga yung heart ko noon. Eh, best friend ko yung dad ko eh. As in, I could tell him everything. Pero siguro, as a protective father, who's just looking out for me, ang sa kanya, parang, wait lang, safe ba to? Okay ba to? Wise ba to? Masyadong mabilis, di ba? And I think, he's entitled to that kasi tatay siya. He's just looking out for me. But I took it as, he's withholding his blessing, he's being unfair, parang bakit di ka man lang niya kilalanin and all. Na, yun pala, he was giving me time to discern in my heart if I was really sure about you sa pagkakakilala ko sa'yo. Kasi believer siya ng long time eh. Yung, kumbaga, hindi mo naman makikilala yung tao sa mga malalaking gesture, pero dun sa everyday little things. Which, may wisdom, di ba? Pero still, hindi maintindihan ng isip ko, parang bakit ganon? Until one day, yung birthday week ni Papa, he was over my house for lunch. Tapos nag-pray si Gummy. Kasi pinagpipray namin ni Gummy yan eh. Sabi ni Gummy, over lunch, Lord, I pray that you touch Lolo's heart to give his blessing to Tito Mikki. Nagulat ako kasi ang pinagpipray lang namin is not my dad to give his blessing, but to just say yes to the opportunity to meet with you. Kasi alam ko, realistically speaking, pag naman nag-meet kayo, yung blessing soon after eh. Hindi naman pagka-meet, blessing kagad, pahingi na ng blessing, di ba? Parang sobra-sobra naman yun. Pero yun pala yung nangyari.
October 1.
Day before his birthday.
Messaged me asking if we could have dinner. And noong time na yun, meron tayong home economics sa bahay nila.
Ng kambal.
Ng sister-in-law ko and the twins. Siyempre, gawa ko ng paraan. So, I went there, but I also scheduled that dinner date with your dad. And my excuse was, I had a meeting with a tito, which wasn't lying. Because I have a meeting with a tito.
Oh, totoo naman.
So, yun, after, di ba, while we were swimming with the kids, I excused myself to go to the dinner. Yun na, there's a dinner, shook hands, sat down. That's in the middle of it all. So, what's your plan? I told him na I see a future with you and I want to marry you. if we get married, ano yung mga setup. So, basic questions, how am I gonna feed you? In-explain ko na, hindi na nanggaling sa kanya. Ako na naghain ng information na parang, I think, these are the things I'm involved in. Yung next na question niya, after that, so anong next? Anong na mangyayari ngayon? So, doon na ako sumagal. Gusto nga mag-propose na by this time, parang ganun. So, I wanted to propose soon. So, I invited your dad also. Sabi ko, tita, kung I plan to propose in La Union, sana po makapunta kayo. Sabi ko na nga ba, doon ka mag-propose. Yun, sabi niya, malabo siya makapunta. So, pero kinlarify ko, sabi ko, tita, so, I want to ask for your blessing also. Sabi niya, no, I'm not gonna stand in the way naman of the Lord. I see God's working in you, both of you, in your story. Pero he also told me, no, you continue praying about it. I'm not gonna stand the way. Diba si God naman magko-confirm sa inyo. So, if you want the blessing, I'll give you a blessing. Pero, sabi niya, ultimately, pag-pray mo pa rin. Parang kayo, kumbaga hindi ako makikialam. So, ay, okay. So, tama, pinag-pray ko. Nagbago yung date. Hindi na yung 19 to 23.
So, this was when you two met.
October 1.
The next day was my dad's birthday.
Oo, niyaya
lunch.
niya rin ako doon.
Ito na yung biggest surprise of my life. Because, dumating siya nung birthday lunch ng dad ko, which my dad say no to. Kasi remember, di ko naman nag-meet sila the night before. So, when he entered the room, I went to my dad and I hugged him. Siyempre na yung heart ko na parang, finally, my dad said yes to meeting him, ganyan. So, I just said, thank you, Papa. Anong nangyari? Parang, how did this happen? How did he end up here today? And then, ang sagot sa akin ng tatay ko, okay na yan. Nabugbog ko na yan kahapon. Sa isip ko,
Kahapon?
Kasama ko siya kahapon. May kamiting siya tito kahapon. Si Papa ba yung kamiting mong tito kahapon? Ikaw ba yung tito na kamiting ni Mikki kahapon? Tapos pareho lang silang nakangiti. Hindi sila hindi sila humindi. Sabi ko, may pinirmahan ba kayong non-disclosure agreement? Bakit wala nagsasalita sa inyo? Yun pala, they met and they discussed already. So, that point, I knew na kumalat. Anytime magpo-propose na to. So, after October 2, lagi na ako ready. Lagi na ako nakamanicure. Kailangan malinis yung kuko ko. Tapos lagi na ako nagjo-joke. Kailangan lagi ako may kilay. Baka kahit pag natulog ako, para pagising ko may kilay. Baka umaga mag-propose sa akin si Mikki. So, I was already preparing myself for that.
Yun.
Not knowing that it was going to happen just a week after you talk to my dad.
Yun nga kasi, alam ko rin na nung nalaman mo nang nag-usap na kami at mukhang success yung usap, yun na yung challenge. Paano kaya iso-surprise? Kasi parang agree na tayo din ng pag nakuha na anytime. Pareho na tayong go na go. Gina G. So,
kasi parang,
ano pa ba? Yun na yun
parang, why delay? What's the rush, but why the delay?
So, yung 19 to 23 na La Union, hindi makakapunta si Papa. Si Papa. Si Wowa kasi nga. And you were also expecting that. So, isip lang ako ng kailan kaya? Anong time kaya? So, naisip ko may week ka na, yung same week na yun, may webinar ka with CCF. Sabi ko, yun, sure na nakabihis siya nun, may kilay siya nun. Yun ang requirement niya, nakabihis siya, pati may kilay.
Sabi ko, huwag ka magpapropose sa akin ng wala akong kilay, ha?
Sabi ko, yun, masusurprise siya nun. Sinurprise ko rin yung important friends mo to help me out.
How long did you prepare?
The night before, October 6. Sabi ko, bukas na lang. Kaya na kasi bukas yung webinar mo eh. Bukas sure yun. Mabilis lang yun. Tapos yun, the next day, when I invited your dad, in-inform na nila yung same day, in-inform yung family mo. Or your dad was the one who said, malabo sa group kasi masikip. If you want both families to be there, baka masikipan. So, make it impactful, parang gano'n yung... So, yun na, kumunta na ako. Ang ganda pa ng practice ko ng I Will Be Here.
Balita
Sa practice lang. Pagpasok mo, wala na. Umiyak na ako.
Pero alam mo, love, grabe yung handling mo dun sa proposal na yan. Diba, ang mga concern nun, one, pagkain. Pero I think kung ano ang na-highlight talaga, na-highlight yung essence ng what that day was about, what that night was about, which was really just you professing your love and expressing your intention to marry me.
And our family witnessing it.
Nag-surface yung ano yung importante, ano yung mahalaga. Sabi nga sa nila, Badjo, alam mo, besh, walang touch si Mikki sa decor, sa ganyan, etc. Gusto niya nga, siya pa yung susunod sa'yo, siya pa yung maghaharana, siya pa yung kakanta, ganyan. Ang concern niya lang, mag-propose sa'yo. May sing-sing ako, may nandito yung pamilya, magpo-propose ako, yun lang. It was all that mattered to you. And I think for that alone, God was very pleased. That love that was celebrated that day. Nothing else. Walang umagaw nung attention dun. Pero hindi dun nag-end eh. Parang hindi siya yung, nagpropose siya, ikakasal na kami, this is it, Lord, this is it. Parang I still found myself asking God to keep confirming. To confirm up because I remembered when we got together, nung July 2. 2 days after, I wrote on my journal. I said, God, sana when He proposes to me, He will also give Gummy a ring for me to confirm it's really him. Because you're not just marrying me, you're also marrying her, diba? I forgot about it at that moment, but I remembered it. I was reminded of it the day after. And when we got home nung night ng proposal, she got all her rings. She got her jewelry box. Tapos isa na lang yung pumasok, pearl pa. When I woke up the next day, I saw her sleeping with a ring on. Tapos naalala ko, Lord, I remember asking this from you. So binalikan ko yung journal ko. And I wrote it ng July 4. And then I prayed to the Lord again. I said, Lord, He didn't propose. But Lord, sana He still would. Sana kahit before the wedding. Pero Lord, can you be the one to tell him? Because I don't want to manipulate. Kasi not a soul knew about that. Parang Lord, last na to. And sana Lord, yung sing-sing na ibigay niya, katulad nung sa akin. Then the next day after proposal, we were here. When we got here for lunch, you called me, right? To say,
Yeah, I wanna propose to Gummy also. Hindi, nag-video call pa lang kami. Ano ka na? Why not propose to Gummy also?
na-pick up niya rin.
Minessage ko na si Ate Tet nun. Sabi ko, yun nga, paano ba to? Pwede bang pagawa? Tapos nun, gano'ng katagal? Sabi ko, pwede naman. Yung replica nung kay Bettinna. Yun, sinabi ko sa'yo. Tapos yun pala, prayer mo rin pala.
And then when we got home that night, I took a photo of both journal entries and I sent it to him.
Yeah.
Grabe talaga how God hears and heeds and honors our prayers. And even that small detail. So dun ko talaga na-confirm na siya talaga. It's really a journey of constantly praying and pursuing the Lord above anything else.
I mean, there's a lot of things that I learned from the Lord. His sovereignty. Kasi, our story did not start the day we met. God was already working in my heart. Even years ago, He allowed that desert experience for me so that I will come to a point of knowing that that I belong to Him, that my life here is for Him. The best place for me is not a geographical address, but in His presence. Nung nalaman ko yun, that even though things will happen, painful things, but He's a person that I can trust. In Him, there's fullness of joy. Where else do I go? He has the words of eternal life. The moment I surrender my life to Him, fully surrender and yield to His Lordship, then, I mean, it's the best place. You in my life is such a great blessing. But I'm thinking about it, kung wala ka, will I now fall away again? No, I mean, He's still good. Even if you're not here, even if Gummy's not here, even if my dad passed away, my brother passed away, He's still good. So our story is a blessing, is grace. Our names mean grace. Anna and Juan is grace. His grace, His sovereignty.
For me, I think one thing a lot of people will be so apprehensive about, again, is time. Parang, are you sure you know this person already? Parang yung mga small things na kinakairita mo, mamamagnify yan times 10 when you're married. Ready ka ba doon? Makalat yan. Chill lang yan sa buhay, ganyan, etc. Alam mo yun, parang those things, di ba? We all have our own parang share of concerns. But my confidence really in entering this marriage with you is knowing that it's the Lord who really brought us together. Diba? It's not because we manipulated. We just really followed His way. We let Him lead and we just followed His lead. And I think that's where I will draw my strength for the times in the future when the storms come, when I would be weak spiritually and tempted to think, this is not the person I married. Why is he like this? He's not like this before I married him. Things like that. He was the one who made the way for us to get out of our own Egypt, our own wilderness. And He was the one, only He made the way for us to meet and to get to this point. And if people question about the timing, the pacing, how fast it was and all, I will always go back to knowing that it was the Lord's time, not ours. My response to what God has been doing is to just receive you. Diba? How do you know if it's the Lord's will? He adds no sorrow to it. There's no sorrow at all with this one. Yeah, we will have problems in the future, but that's part of life. Knowing how the Lord brought us together, that's what will strengthen me and fuel me to stay faithful, to stay committed to love you, to submit to you, to respect you, even when I don't feel like it.
Don't make marriage an idol. It could disappoint. I mean, we're two sinners that can hurt each other. Marriage is a blessing. If I didn't follow him, I wouldn't be on her radar. I wouldn't be in your short list of men. Kasi I'm not even concerned with the Lord's kingdom before, di ba? So, the rest will follow. Seek first His kingdom and all these things will be given to you as well.
Wedding is just a one-day event. Parang don't be so caught up preparing for your wedding, putting other areas, other parts of your life on hold, other responsibilities on hold just because of this one big day. Yeah, it's one big day. It's a milestone. It's a celebration. More than preparing for your wedding day, prepare yourself for marriage. Because if you focus on just a celebration and not what you're actually celebrating or who you're celebrating even, then it will all be just in vain. Because marriage is supposed to reflect God's love. It's a celebration not of our love, but a greater one. It's really our love story with God. I can't think of our love story apart from a greater love story, which is God's love for us. But we're together not because we're so good and God is blessing us, but because He is good. And in His grace, He chose to bless us with each other, with His marriage.
Love you.
I am.
Yeah.